going to be about how Saudi Arabia, they are trying to stop or prevent the coming of the Mahdi, how it is happening, how it is taking place. This is the topic that I want to talk to you about today. In the past, there was some stories that mention, one story particularly, it mentioned that they're putting a barrier where the Mahdi will take bayah from the Muslims. The Maqam or the Rukun and the Maqam of Ibrahim, if you go to Mecca, you will see there are some designated places with some designated name to those places. If you go to Saudi Arabia, you'll see it. But if you haven't been there, it's basically it's referring to a portion of Mecca, of Haram, the peripheral portion of Haram. But anyways, regardless, what they are doing, according to that story, is they are actually putting a barrier between these two places so that people will not be able to stand up to give bayah to the Mahdi. Again, this is according to one of the stories. I cannot confirm whether this was the intent or not, but this particular thing happened. Saudi Arabia people in Mecca, they did put a barrier in that place so that it is not easy for anybody, to stand up or for people to stand up and start giving up bayah to the Mahdi. So one brother, when I was watching his video, he said, well, look, this is how Saudi Arabia is preventing the coming of the Mahdi. And this is how Saudi Arabia is going to be making sure, absolutely clear, that the Mahdi never appears. So what happened this time? May 11th of this month and May 12th, there was this conference, I should say interfaith dialogue. I call it interfaith, but people call it interfaith. Interfaith dialogue took place under the World Muslim League of Saudi Arabia. And rabbi from America, US, France, and Italy, they joined this conference, this interfaith conference. And Rabbi Ricardo San Diego, I believe his name, there was another rabbi by the name David Rosen. They are big Zionist supporters. In fact, this rabbi, David Rosen, he called the Palestinians, terrorists, that word. I don't want to make it very clear because then YouTube will go, oh, this guy is using those words. But anyways, you get my point. So he is one of these people who took part. SubhanAllah, we're getting some rain soon, looks like. It is very dark right now in Bangladesh. The wind is blowing. SubhanAllah, I might even be cut off from the internet, so I'll make it fast. So these people, they participated, and the main goal for that was to really, at the end of the day, according to that article that I was reading, the main goal for that interfaith conference was really to bring the Saudi and the Muslim people closer to the normalization of relationship between Saudi Arabia and Israel. You get my point? So by taking these many steps, Saudi Arabia is heading towards that goal where they want to have a open relationship, a normal relationship with Israel, and they're working for it. So this is the perception after reading this article. And in fact, one of the guys, actually the one who wrote this article, he said the same thing, that look, UAE, they did the same thing, Bahrain, they did the same thing. So now Saudi Arabia is doing the same thing by inviting these rabbis, these Zionist supporters, to this interfaith dialogue conference in Saudi Arabia. Now, when we talk about the Mahdi, remember they are trying to prevent the Mahdi. You can take a look at this from the point of view that in fact they are trying to make sure that absolute authority, the absolute authority of the world remains in the hand of few. Because when the Mahdi comes, you follow me, right? When the Mahdi comes, the authority will be given to him. Rasulullah SAW prophesies that he is not a man who would be going for tablighi jama'ah or a man sitting in the mosque doing nothing. No, he is going to be a man who would impose his authority on the people. As a result, any other authority during his time will be null and void. You cannot challenge the authority of the Mahdi. If you do, then Allah's curse will be on you, and he will fight with you, and he will be victorious. This is what we find from the prophecy. So if we say that Saudi Arabia is trying to prevent the coming of the Mahdi, then we have to look from the point of view where Saudi Arabia is actually trying to make partnership with these world powers, because Saudi Arabia, Israel, especially for Israel, they are actually a big power right now. They have this modern technology. They are very, very powerful. So the Israeli military, IDF, is very, very powerful right now. They are actually now exporting their technology to other countries, even to countries like US. You would imagine US is a superpower country, very, very advanced in terms of technology. Nevertheless, they still import technologies from Israel. So it shows how powerful Israel has become. So Saudi Arabia, by coalescing with these kind of countries, by making partnership with these kind of countries, they are making it absolutely clear that the power remains in the hand of few. Okay, you can argue from that point of view. At the same time, you can also say that because Mohammed bin Salman, he is absolutely certain, and he's absolutely making it also clear to the people that he's going to be the next king, which was supposed to happen in one report October 2020. He was supposed to be declaring himself the king. That didn't happen, but his father, the King Salman, is becoming weak. He's getting older. So anytime we might hear from MBS, from Saudi Arabia, that MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, is the king. And so for him to make that transition very smooth, he wants to have a support from the Zionists. He wants to have a support from Israel, also from US, and from, quite frankly, even from Russia. He wouldn't mind getting support from anywhere as long as they support him. So the point here is that you can take a look at this particular interfaith conference from two points of view. Number one is that they're trying to centralize their power into the hands of few. At the same time, you can also say this is happening because Saudi Arabia MBS is actually coming closer to becoming the king, so he's making sure that he has the support of these countries, of his neighboring countries, because Saudi Arabia, Israel, they are very close to each other. All of them are in the Middle East region. So you can take a look at different ways. I have a few comments here. I'm not sure if you are having any issue letting me know the comments, but if you have any question, you can always ask me in the comment section below. Inshallah, I'll be able to answer you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.